Welcome back everybody. So this is gonna be a quick update video for you guys on stock market, and before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now if you want to get my daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, and you want to support the channel, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. Welcome back, everybody. So, what we got here on stock market, we got Dow Jones again lagging behind, going down 0.20%, Nasdaq going flat, slightly up 0.12%, S&P going absolutely flat, and Russell going down 0.69%. Now, here's 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500 on top, leading the way: technology, consumer cyclical, utilities, consumer defensive, healthcare, financial, industrials, real estate, energy, communication services, and all the way here on bottom, basic materials. Week to date performance right here, led by communication services, consumer cyclical, consumer defensive, technology. On bottom, healthcare, utilities, industrials, basic materials, real estate. Now, stock market map, what we got here, guys? Well, if you look at my screen, Tesla was up over 4% on Friday, Meta down 1.66%, Google down just over 1%, Amazon down 0.66%, Apple flat. We got Broadcom going up 24% over that. We got Microsoft going down 0.5%, and Nvidia going down 2.25%. And next week, we do have some data coming out. We got retail sales. I don't think that's going to move that much. The market is not going to move that much on that news. But then we have FOMC going into Wednesday's session. And that's going to be 2 p.m. Eastern, and then 2:30. That's where you're gonna get that press conference, and we will hear from Jay Powell how well we're doing with inflation. And I don't know, guys. Leave some comments below. I mean, you think inflation is actually down? I mean, I'm not seeing anything down. It just on paper. And these data they're releasing is saying that everything is down, but you go to grocery, I don't see anything is down. So yeah, I would love to see some comments and your thoughts if the inflation is actually coming down. So just like you guys saw on Finviz, everything is flat on SPY ETF. Yes, it was up. We did not actually got up to this previous all-time high. Things actually came back down to 602, but we're actually over this previous all-time high, which is 600 to 601. That is the good news for the bulls. On the other hand, it's not looking too hot right here, especially when you see this 5-day moving average is actually coming down. So now question here, guys. Are we going to see some sort of a gap down, something where this thing comes down to 600, 601, or possibly goes under that level? Because if that happens, we might see a quick pullback down to this 50-day moving average, which is sitting near, that's going to be near 590 going into Monday's session. So that is going to be a pullback to watch. And then, yes, we do have strong support at 586. And we still have this gap from election right here that is at 576. So that is your downside targets and the support levels to watch in case we see some sort of selling. But talking about selling, there is no selling happening pretty much on Nasdaq 100. Things are just going higher, and every day, every 15 minutes, every 5 minutes, hitting all-time highs. Gap up and go, right? Now to the upside, if this thing can actually clear and hold, I would say 605 here in this case. In that case, we might see 610 to 614 right here on SPY ETF. On Triple Q, what we got? We got a doji indecision candle, even though we are up on the day 0.77%. And what we got here, guys? Well, it was a gap up and go on Friday and then ran up to a brand new all-time high. And if you look at my screen, we're pretty much closing at an all-time high here again for the week. So bulls on parade right here, and they're just going up and new all-time highs. Nothing seems to stop this thing right here. It's just going straight up. And now, if you look at my screen, as long as we're over 530, yes, 533, 535, even 540 to 550, possible right here on Qs. To the upside, we're trading into blue skies. Now, to the downside, there is support at 526, pretty much exactly 5-day moving average and this previous high. So that's going to act as a strong support multiple times. You can see it came down here once twice, and even on Friday came down to 527. I actually played puts. I called it early morning, and I got in here at 531. Things went higher, just added some more, and then yes, payment. It took a little bit of time, but payment was delivered to my door because it came down to 527. Even shorted SPY, and that was even better. So yes, puts are not paying all the time, but I'm not gonna go and buy calls here at 5:30. That's just not me. That is not a trade. That is not a long trade. That is not a day trade. There is no setup here. Yes, I can try to short it, and if things go my way, I'm going to make money, or I'm just gonna take a loss and get out. But I'm not gonna buy calls here and try to make money, especially when things are getting really overstretched to the upside here on Nasdaq. So watch out, 526, you're line the sand for Monday's session. Underneath that level, that actually opens the door for a move down to 520. And then we talk about this gap down here at 517.15. On Dow Jones is flat on the day, but if you look at my screen, we're actually breaking down from this wedge. So I'm going to take this off right here. It's not getting that breakout. And if you look at my screen, I mean, yes, it's been selling up, but it's really slow, really slow. It's down like $10 after how many days? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, almost 8, 9, 10 days. So this is just too much. Yes, it's under this previous high, which is 445. So that is going to be a level of interest to the upside. But if this thing wants to continue down, yes, it can come down all the way down to 433, and it'll be totally fine. We get that pullback, another couple dollars down to this 50-day moving average, and then we have this gap right here that can come into play under 433. To the upside, there will be resistance at 443, 445. Over that, this thing can move back up to 450 plus, and maybe even another all-time high here on Dow Jones. On IWM, it's down 0.69%, so it was flagging or wedging right here, and you can see it's breaking down from that wedge right here. And now we're not too far away, and I think early as next week, before JPAL comes out, we might be filling this gap right here, just under 231. It's almost there. We just need like a dollar 20 here, and it's going to fill this gap right here on IWM. Now this thing is breaking down where we're seeing actually Nasdaq 100 is on a monster run to the upside. So everything is kind of diverging right here in this market. And we're seeing a lot of weakness on semis. And then we got earnings from Broadcom, and that thing just went ballistic, even though they missed on some things, and market just did not care. It just needed that catalyst. The CPI was, adjusted, and the PPI was hotter. So things are not going right, but the market is going right away to the upside, right? So now here on IWM, there should be a support level to watch. Gap fill reversal at I would say 231. And below that, we do have this gap, and then we do also have support at 227, and then this gap comes into play under 225. So these are your downside targets, and you can see, I mean, it was wedging right here. So we got the breakout. Yes, we got the retest, and now it's coming back again. So I don't know what's going to happen. It seems like IWM just can't go higher, where Nasdaq 100 just on a monster run to the upside, and it would not even come down. One day we get a $10 pullback, the next day gap up and go, and then that just continues for like 3 4 weeks. So market has just been insane for the last couple of months. Usually it's healthy to get a correction, a downtrend, you buy in, you get your chance. But now only chance you get, especially if you want to go and buy something and hold, well, you're just gonna chase. You just have to chase because big names are not down. So what are you gonna buy? I mean, you're gonna go buy some penny stocks? Well, yeah, you can do that, but I mean, where things are right now, if those big names are coming back and giving up some of the gains, you're gonna get toasted even buying penny stocks. So I mean, there is nothing much, in this market you can do unless we get some sort of a correction, 10, 15%, maybe even 20. We can afford 20 easily, but is the market gonna give it to us? That's the question. And I think we might get that as soon as Trump takes office. This is all gonna be over, and we're going to get some sort of a correction here in this market in near future. So to the upside here on IWM, now there will be resistance at 236 to 238, 20-day, and this resistance right here. If we can clear that, maybe gap up and go here on IWM. In that case, things will look bullish, and we can continue this move to the upside back up to 240 to 245, and maybe even 250. On VIX, it's down 0.79%, so nothing big really happening right here on VIX. Yes, we got that mini breakout here, but things are just ping-ponging in between 13 and 14 bucks here and not really going anywhere. Unless this thing can break and hold 15 bucks, in that case, things will be interesting for possibly a move up to 20 to close this gap. And if that happens, we might get that dip in the market before Christmas, and that would be awesome. We get some sort of a dip. Otherwise, I mean, things can just slowly continue to the upside, and it's going to be really hard to trade anything, especially as a day trader, swing trader, because you're pretty much going to chase at the top to make money. So VIX here, guys, 13 bucks will be your line in the sand here. Underneath that level, we might be going down, possibly down to retest 12.70 and maybe even down to 12. Now, like I said, if this thing can break and hold 15, that is when you're going to see possibly a big move to the upside. And I'm talking about maybe 20-30% to the upside on VIX, and that can happen any day. We still have this gap, and I think it's very possible we go up to this gap to close it right here at 20, and market comes down and gives us a nice juicy dip for the holiday. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section.